Welcome to the Matt and Nice Show. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Donald Trump. Yes, President Trump, the gift that keeps on giving to all of us. And before we talk about him, I want to set this up and frame this so you have proper context into this president and what his focuses are. What is he focused on? And what is he doing to make your life better? Or maybe not make your life better, but what is this president doing? What is he up to? Because it seems like he's more concerned about vanity projects. Okay. You know, the putting statues with his own image of it, or whether it's, you know, the ballroom. Who can forget about the ballroom? Everybody got to have a ballroom, right? $400 million ballroom. And also just putting his name on buildings. This is what our president is up to, unfortunately. But how does that translate to you, listener, to you, America? How does this make your life better? So we're going to watch Donald Trump and see what does Fox News have to say about Mr. Trump?
Across the aisle on the Republican side, there is enormous unity around President Trump. And I think we're starting to see there are obviously real questions about who will pick up the mantle from him after the midterms. But there does seem to be tremendous unity. And I think it's largely because of the way President Trump has remade the Republican Party, focusing on really important issues that matter to people.
Yeah, he's at 87% approval rating among Republicans, according to the latest poll. And I think, you know, to Paul's point, this is part of what we're seeing from the Democratic side of the aisle. It's a lot of cope over the fact that they don't really have a vision. They don't have a next generation leader who's going to step in and take the place. And so we hear a lot about how Trump's approval ratings are cratering and blah, blah, blah. I mean, look, yes, they're down from where they were earlier in the year. That's to be expected. But I think in some ways, Trump is a victim of his own success, and that voters expect a lot from him because they know that he can deliver on it. You look at some of his biggest policy achievements from this past year, the elimination of Iran's nuclear capacities, cracking down on the southern border, basically eliminating illegal immigration across the southern border, keeping women's spaces for women. These are all issues where he's not just above water with voters. He's overwhelmingly supported by 80 to 90% of Americans on these key issues.
Matt?
Man, this like the B team, bro. Like, who are these people's names, bro?
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter, man. And my thing is, I got one thing, man. When I'm watching that video, blink 2 times if you need some help, man. Blink 2 times, man. They were stuttering so much, like they were nervous. It's almost like they know they were saying some BS. The policies. Blink 2 times if you need help. You seem like you under some duress or something like that. It's almost like they just know, bro. I'm like, they stuttering just to get their points across, man.
Yeah, and I was told that Trump was going to end the Ukraine war on day one.
24 hours, man.
24 hours. And I also was told that, you know what? Mexico is going to pay for the wall. Remember that one? Oh, Mexico is going to pay for the wall. And also I heard concepts of a healthcare plan. Heard that too. And I heard groceries. I mean, grocery prices supposed to be lower as well. But, you know, I guess Fox News thinks something different. And the premium gaslighting. This woman said, oh, the American people just expect so much out of Donald Trump. Poor Donald Trump. He's just a victim right now. And again, this is what Fox News do, state regime media. But let's really see, what is the president really focused on? What is he focused on? His vanity projects, right? Ain't that nice? And when we say vanity projects, we're talking about his ballroom. This is something that the president just got to have up and running. Got to get his ballroom done. Americans are asking, hey, Mr. President, groceries are a little bit too high. Healthcare is out of control. My premiums went up. Matt, his premiums went up.
Yeah.
But guess what? The president is really posting his ballroom. Ain't that nice?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. You see the ballroom. I hope it has good audio or something like that, man. And you spend a lot of money. And the best part about it, it was cheap labor. Congratulations. It's cheap labor, man. It's cheap labor. It is crazy.
Crazy. And on top of that, you know what, y'all? I had to do something special because I kept hearing the American people. Everywhere I went, whether it was at the gym or at church or with family, people were complaining about the issues that matter to them most. And I took it upon myself to talk to the president directly. And I have an exclusive interview. We want to show you guys this exclusive.
Bro, really?
Exclusive.
He let you in?
Man, it was hard, but hey, I got through. I got through to the president.
Let me ask you a question, because a lot of times people give him softball questions. You hit him with the hard questions.
You know what, Matt? I asked him all the questions that Americans want to have answers to. And he was fair. He gave me his answers. But I want you guys to judge for yourself. I don't want to prolong this anymore. I just want you guys to judge for yourself. Listen to the president of the United States. I mean, he had something to say, and I just wanted to listen to what he had to say. Play the clip.
Mr. President, thank you so much for meeting with me. Oh, welcome in. Have a seat. Of course, you look like a winner. Matter of fact, you smell like a winner as well. And I have my signature Trump cologne, very tremendous. Mr. President, I'm sure you already noticed, but Americans are hurting at the grocery store. I mean, prices are wild. Grocery prices? Look, I don't know what things cost. I haven't had a receipt since 1987. Beautiful lifestyle. People can't even afford the basics. I blame Biden and avocado. Too confident, too expensive, very disrespectful fruit. Buying a home for most families, it's just impossible. What's your plan? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on this farm he had some pigs, E-I-E-I-O. Tremendous. And what about student loans? They are virtually eating up people's paychecks. Many people don't know it, but I went to the best schools. They practically begged me to come. Okay, the very best. The very best. Mr. President, that didn't answer the question. It did in my mind. And speaking of minds, I have the best brain on the planet, okay? I aced my cognitive test. Aced it. Very top shelf. Top shelf. Mr. President, with all due respect, you didn't answer not one question. Well, I answered them beautifully, and some are saying that they're the best answers ever. And they're talking about it now, and everybody's talking about it.
Well, I'm gonna say one thing. That went a lot better than his 60 Minutes interview, man. So congratulations, man.
Now, we're being a little facetious now, but at the same time, it's the show and the highlight that the president, he's not focused on you. He's just not. He's not. You see it. We see it. Everybody sees it. We know that this is what it is. Our president will rather focus on anything but the American people and their issues. But I digress. Moving along, we're going to talk about a serious topic here. And this is something that's really serious. And it happened yesterday, last night. And Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, and Donald Trump, they had a joint press conference. And what the president did, man, a lot of people was talking about this. A lot of people are talking about it, how treacherous, how treasonous it was in a lot of cases, because we got to remember that Russia started this war with Ukraine. And Ukraine, they're our allies. Well, supposed to be our allies, but according to the president, not so much. So play this clip.
The land you're talking about, some of that land has been taken. Some of that land is maybe up for grabs, but it may be taken over the next period of a number of months. And are you better off making a deal now? Look, let me tell you, they have been very brave. They fought very hard and continue to fight very hard and do tremendous damage. But Russia would like to see it end, and Ukraine would like to see it. And I think it's time to end. And a lot of very brave people, a lot of people that are dead right now, unfortunately, because I've said, and nobody's disputed it, that if the election weren't rigged and stolen, 2020, you wouldn't have had this war. It would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. Never was even thought to happen. And I spoke with President Putin, I got along with him very well, despite the Russia hoax, which was a total hoax. He used to say, what is going on over there? But it was a total hoax, as he knew and as I knew. But I spoke to him, and we'd talk about Ukraine. I've said it before. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything about it. He didn't do anything about it until I was gone, and then a lot of really bad statements were made by people, by a lot of people, I guess, but by a certain president that we had who was a disaster.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, this is crazy. So we have something that could potentially cause, the domino effect for potential World War III, right? And you have the president of the United States, I to Russia and Ukraine, but I lost the 2020 election. It all becomes about Trump. And I think that's what's so sad, because he brought it right back to himself, right? So that lets you know, if you're worried about the economy, we could be on the brink of a major world war that this could spiral into. And the president of the United States is talking about the 2020 elections because he's still mad at Biden for beating him, right? And he's still upset. And this is the main thing, Ice, I know you're going to talk a little bit about this too, that his connection with Putin and Russia got exposed. And he hates that. So he keeps saying Russia hoax, Russia hoax, Russia hoax.
Yeah, I mean, it's the world's smallest violin. Yeah, I mean, the president, come on, man, you got to let that go, for one. And for two, I mean, this is really, really crazy. We're talking about a president in Zelensky, who actually is a war hero, that's fighting for his life, fighting for his country's life. And he's over here trying to broker a peace deal to end this war that's been going on for years now. Russia invaded Ukraine. Let's keep that fact. That's a fact. Russia invaded Ukraine. And we have Zelensky here just pretty much saying, hey, we're trying to end this war as peaceful as we possibly can. Yeah. And you have the president of the United States siding with Vladimir Putin, with the other Putin, Vladimir Putin. So I want to show you this, and this brings everything into picture with Donald Trump and what this regime is, and it shows clearly who team they're on. Play the clip.
Suggested a trilateral meeting between both Presidents Putin and Zelensky. Is
Right.
that something that is also on the docket?
I see that happening, sure, at the right time. I saw a very interesting President Putin today. I mean, he wants to see it happen. He wants to see it. He told me very strongly. I believe him. Don't forget, we went through the Russia hoax together. And he'd call me, I'd call him, I'd say, can you believe the stuff that they're making up? And it turned out we were right. They made it all up. And despite that, we didn't get into wars and we didn't get into problems, but we weren't able to trade very much or any of that, which was a shame because, a lot of success could have been had by trading with Russia. They have great land, great minerals and other things, and we have things that they want very badly. But the Russia hoax, which was a terrible, made-up, fictional thing by Crooked Hillary and by Adam Shifty Schiff and bad people, sick people. They made it up. It was all a made-up.
Matt?
This is exactly why when your granddad get a certain age, you do not put him behind the wheel of a vehicle, bro. Because he don't crash that motherfucker, bro. Dude, this is a political crash out, bro. This is a political crash out. So I think everything is diverging at the same time. His schemes are coming to an end. His physical and mental health is declining rapidly. And thirdly, his promises are being exposed. So everything's collapsing, man.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Another lie from the president. I think it's time for us to start having this conversation because a lot of people just look over and gloss over what the president say because he says so much crazy stuff on a day-to-day basis. The man said, I believe Putin. Now, remember, you guys, let's go back down memory lane. He talked about this in the Helsinki when he met with Putin. This was in his first term in his first administration. He said that I believe Putin over our own national security.
Yeah.
This is a man who just believes Putin. He loves Putin. He wants to be friends with Putin. I don't know. Let's ask the question, what does Putin have on Trump? What does he have on Trump? I don't know, because to be as treacherous and treasonous as this president has been, it has to ask the question, what does Russia have on him? And I feel so bad for Zelensky, because you look at his body language. I mean, the brother is like visibly shaken by what he's hearing from the president of the United States, pretty much saying that I believe Putin, and Putin is the villain. Yeah. Putin is what's Magneto? Think about the Marvel Magneto. What? You don't believe Magneto over Wolverine?
No.
Do you? You don't do that. But with this president, that's what we have here, and it's so sad and it's unfortunate. But we got to end there. Just want to say thank you guys for watching this show. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're almost there. And by the way, if you guys subscribe to our channel, what we're going to do is I'm going to do something special. I'm actually go to the White House, and I'm going to go in front of the White House, and I'm going to sing whatever song you guys want me to sing if we can get to 100 subscribers. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.